What's going on, folks? My name is Joe, aka J to the OE. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate the community and I appreciate getting to know you guys and the games that you guys are on and the games that you guys are really into. Today, we're going to talk about my DS and 3DS collections. I want to talk about it just because the eshop, the 3DS eshop is closing in March. So I wanted to just talk about my 3DS and DS games. But before we do any of that, please remember, like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell too. Let's do it. So one rule I have with collecting is I only want to collect the things that I want to play. And I also try my best not to pay full price. Now, because I started collection really late at around November of 2019, I got into game way late, so I don't have a ton of games, but the games that I do, I really enjoy, and I'm playing through, or I've played already, or have a special meaning in my heart. We're gonna start with the DS stuff. So right now I own two DS. This is my main one, and then this is a DSi. This is the red DS Lite and the blue DSi. The reason why I have two is hopefully when Juan, my kid, gets old enough, he'll start playing with me in the second DS. So these are my two consoles for the DS. The first game that I have for the DS is 999. I was in Seattle when was in Seattle in March of 2020. You know, nothing happened then. But when I was there, I found this game at a game store and it was on sale. And I wanted to check it out. And you know, it's a visual novel and I love mysteries. And so I wanted to check this out. So I grabbed this. The second game is Dimension? Yeah, I was going to say Demetrium, but Dimension the Ward. It's one of the rare DS games that's mature. There's only a handful of mature games on the DS, and this is one of those horror games, and I really just wanted to try it. I found a neighbor that was selling it, so I thought I'd give it a shot, and it's pretty creepy, but it's pretty fun too. So, Dimension the Ward. The next game I have is Elite Beat Agents. This is one of the first games I owned on the DS in college. Then I sold it all and traded it in for GameStop, and what a mistake. But I wanted to get it back because this is fun. This is a rhythm game with kind of a loosely held story, and you follow the cursor and you do like rhythmic things with it. So it's really dorky, but I'm a dork and I'm a nerd, so I love this game. The next game is from one of my favorite franchises, Fire Emblem. I was so happy to be able to grab this game. And Fire Emblem is one of my favorite franchises. And I'm trying to get most of the mainline, or all the mainline Fire Emblems. And I started with this guy. Actually, that's not true. This is my second Fire Emblem. And I'll show you my first a little bit later. But this was great. Flash Focus, I got at a discount bin. I remember playing this in college too. So it was 99 cents, so I grabbed it. Hotel Dusk, Room 215. Again, back to visual novels. The DS is really great for visual novels. And what's cool about this is that you hold it like a book. So you don't play it like this, but you'll play it like this. And it's a fun story, good mystery. Hotel Dusk. And of course, you got the two Zelda games. You got Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass. These were the first two Zeldas that I've ever beaten. I was playing them in college, in the library when I was supposed to be studying, but I ended up playing these instead and falling asleep before class. These were a great thing to take a break in and really good puzzles. These were my favorite Zeldas on a handheld. Next game is Lego Batman. I got it as a pack with my red DS, and it was fun. I mean, it's a Lego game, it's a Batman game, enough said. The next is Mario versus Donkey Kong 2 March of the Minis. If you remember the game back in the day in the 90s called Lemmings, this reminded me a lot of it. And because of that, I really enjoyed it. Except, you know, you got Mario and Donkey Kong there. The puzzles are cool. It's not that expensive. And has Mario and Donkey Kong. I mean, you can't really lose with this. The next game is a dumb game that I got at a flea market. Napoleon Dynamite. It's awful, but it used to be one of my favorite movies in college, and it just brings some kind of nostalgia back to me. So that's the only reason I own this game. It's not good, but it's hilarious and it's fun. Next game is another rhythm game, Rhythm Heaven. This was a little bit tougher than Elite Beat Agents, but I enjoyed this a lot more. It had more mini games and had really great memories with playing this. So Rhythm Heaven. It's actually shooting up in price. So I'm glad that I have this from a long time ago. Actually, no, that's not true. I gave this to my sister so that we could start playing again. And then when I came over to her house, she wasn't playing it anymore. So I asked if I could have it. And she said yes. So hooray. This game you need to have. If you have a DS, you need to have the new Super Mario Brothers. This kind of put 2D Super Mario Brothers on the map again. And this was fun. What I really liked about this was the mini games that were associated. There was like Whack-A-Mole, except it was like Whack-A-Luigi. There was Find Mario, Find a Luigi. And that, I had endless fun with my college friends because we would try to beat each other's scores. And I always came in second to you, James. That's okay, because I love you anyways. New Super Mario Brothers. Trauma Center Under the Knife. Fun surgery game. The difficulty spikes hard on this thing. And so I was never able to finish it past chapter 9. But it's fun while it's there. It's also an Atlas game, which I actually just realized now, because it says Atlas here. But, hey, Trauma Center Under the Knife. Really fun surgery game. And my last DS game, Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. Arguably, so the version that came out on Xbox is different than this version. And this is fun too. This one's a more kind of 2.5D side scroller, where the one on Xbox is a completely 3D third person game. So if you want like a quick, I think this is about 4 to 5 hours, this is a good game to have on the DS. So that's my DS collection. Again, not a lot, a few heavy hitters, but all of them I love. All of them I love to play, and I'll go back to every once in a while. So now on to the 3DS. I have one 3DS. The 3DS, the new 3DS XL. The red one, and it has a cool little clear case there. I want the clear case because I got a red one, so I want people to see the red. But if I have other cases on top of it, then you won't see the red, so I got a clear case so that you can see the red. Is that confusing? That's okay. But the new 3DS XL, it's great. What I love about this type of 3DS is it kind of follows your eye movement, so that parallax effect that gives you the 3D is not so finicky. With the first types of 3DS, if you moved a little bit, you sort of get eye strain and started getting dizzy. But this was a lot better, so I actually play a lot of games with the 3D on because of that. My first 3DS game is Batman Blackgate, a fun 2D platformer. I love Batman. I like platformers. So this was great. This one's not so good, but I mean, at least not so good to the world, but I don't know why, but I enjoy it. Again, it's a 2D platformer. Chibi-Robo Ziplash. Yeah, Chibi-Robo Ziplash. And I got this because I heard that the GameCube Chibi-Robo was really, really good. And so I'm like, hey, maybe I'll try the 3DS version. It's not that good, but it's still some fun times. It'll give you a good time. So, Chibi-Robo Ziplash. This is the last 3DS game that I've bought a few months ago. It's Detective Pikachu. It's still in this wrapper because I haven't played it yet. I'm planning on playing it this year as I'm trying to tackle my backlog. But Detective Pikachu, I can't wait because I love the movie with Ryan Reynolds. And I don't know if this has anything to do with that, but I like mystery, I like detective, and I love Pikachu. So, what a great marriage. The next game's Fire Emblem Awakening. This is what, and I'm sure what most of you, how we fell in love with Fire Emblem. This is the first Fire Emblem. I remember I had the 2DS at the time, and I remember not having to have played any games on that for months. So I went to Best Buy, and I'm like, you know what? Let me see if I can find a game. This was the only game on the shelf. And I'm like, hey, let's try it out. Let's try it out. And man, I loved it. I loved it so much, it made me buy more Fire Emblems. I got Fire Fire Emblem Fates Conquest and Fire Emblem Shadows of Valentia Echoes. I still want Fire Emblem Birthright, but those prices are shooting up, and I'm cheap, so I'm just waiting for the right time, the right trade-ins, the right anything, where I can get my hands on that copy. So because of my love for strategy RPGs, I got Ghost Recon Shadow Wars. I believe this was close to a launch title, or just within the first year. This is Ghost Recon, except a strategy RPG. It reminds you of XCOM, except with Ghost Recon characters. So it was a fun time. It was a fun time. And I got this in Pink Gorilla. When I was in Seattle, I got this in the famous Pink Gorillas Hey Pikmin. Also not the best Pikmin game, but it was a Pikmin game nonetheless. So I got this from Pink Gorilla in Seattle. The next game I have is Kid Icarus. Man, this is a underrated gem. I hope. Actually, I don't even know if the Switch can port this because you have the whole touchscreen mechanic. But this was great. This was surprisingly did not bring Kid Icarus back to the forefront. But man, this was a great Kid Icarus game. Of course, Kirby, Planet Robobot. Sorry, English is my second language. But this is fun. This is a fun Kirby game, 2D platformer, and Kirby has mech suits and robots. I mean, how can you go wrong? Kirby Planet Robobot is one of the better games, one of the great games in the 3DS lineup. So this was really fun. And you can't have a Nintendo handheld without the Zelda games. This is a Link Between Worlds. This was such a great Zelda game right here. The going in the wall and using that wall mechanic, you're a painting. It's in the dungeons and going in the past and in the future. This was a really, really great game and a really great puzzles as well. And of course, Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time, arguably, well, before Breath of the Wild came out, arguably the best Zelda ever made. But Majora's Mask, and this was cheaper than the N64 versions, so I got these instead. And arguably, these are the definitive versions for that. So Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time. Lego Lord of the Rings, I got it for $2 at GameStop. I like Legos. I love Lord of the Rings. Why not? Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Now, the only thing I'm missing left is the first Luigi's Mansion. But since this is Luigi's Mansion 2, after I got Luigi's Mansion 3, I wanted to go back and play more Luigi's Mansion. And I found this for the 3DS. Luigi Mansion Dark Moon. Mario and Luigi Dream Team. This was a fun RPG with Mario and Luigi. I believe it's a remake from the Game Boy Advance days. But correct me if I'm wrong. One of these was a remake, but this was fun. This was on my list. I love RPGs, and so I love Mario. And again, a good marriage of the two. Oh, Metroid Samus Returns. Man, this was such a great Metroid game. I had a blast with this game. It's a remake again of Metroid 2, Return of Samus, but they have a lot more new mechanics, like the counter system with the melee. You can parry attacks, and that just changed the entire dynamic of the game. So, Metroid Samus Returns. Resident Evil Revelations. I was trying to get into Resident Evil games, and I heard this was a good game for the 3DS. So I bought it, and I had fun. This was the one on the boat, I believe. And yeah, it was creepy. It was just the right amount of creep. Just the right amount of creep. I'm not big into horror, except I got Dimension back there, but yeah, just the right amount of creep to keep me going and allow me to keep playing. Star Fox 3D, because I wanted it on N64 and this was cheaper. So, bam! Star Fox 3D. Best Star Fox game ever made. Steel Diver. I don't know why I bought this. Oh, I remember. It was 99 cents on GameStop. It was a launch title. But what I like about this game, it's so you're in a submarine and you use kind of the gyroscope of the 3DS along with the touchscreen to go up and down. And what I like about this is it offers a different type of gameplay, and you actually use everything of the touchscreen, everything of the gyroscope, and so you use the 3DS for what it's made for fully. And so that's what I appreciate about this game, and that's why I decided to keep it. But I paid 99 cents too, and I got more than 99 cents worth of fun out of it. Of course, you can't have a Nintendo handheld without Zelda or without Mario. Super Mario 3D Land. Man, I love this game. This was 3D platformer Mario. I think this is one of my not open world, because that's Super Mario 64 and that's of course Mario Odyssey. But this was one of my favorite 3D Mario games. Like this was solid, and especially the way it used the 3D in all the puzzles. I mean, it was great. I think this breathed new life into the 3DS when it came out. So I'm really happy that I got a chance to play this. And the last 3DS game that I have is Ultimate NES Remix. This is great for when you're too busy and you just have like 30 seconds or 5 minutes to play. These are a bunch of mini games from the old NES era, and then you do like little challenges. So you can play Mario with Link, you could do Dr. Mario challenges, and it gives you just like a snippet of the game. Like, so if you were playing Mario, you have to kill 20 Goombas within a minute or something like that, and then it lets you go, it lets you pass. So this was really, really fun, and this is the game that I come back to the most, honestly, because it's short, it's sweet, and it lets me just, get on with my life afterwards. Ultimate NES Remix. So that's it. I tried to go as quick as possible. I didn't think I had a lot, but I had more than I thought. Games for both the DS and the 3DS. But thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.